Assalamualaikum Wr.Wb. We are from Group 7. We will presentation material about classroom action research. Before that, I want to introduce member of group. My name is Yayang Kharisma Putri and my friend Nila, Ainun, Nadhiroh, Syarifah, Evita, Fara, Dela, and Mohamad, Nasrul, Irvan, Rozaqy. The first, definition of classroom action research. Define action research as a research carried out by practitioners with a view to improve their professional practice and understand it better. In accordance with that, Auret and Bailey mentioned that it's a research centered on the classroom and simply tries to investigate what actually happened inside the classroom. It treats classroom interaction as virtually the only object worthy of investigation. Action research is the process in which educators examine their own practice systematically and carefully using the technique of research. Next, material types of classroom action research. The first type, practical action research. This form action research is called practical action research, and this purpose is to research a specific school situation with a view toward improving practice. Teachers seek to research problems in their own classroom so that they can improve their student learning and their own professional performance. Example of practical action. An elementary teacher studies the disturbed behavior of children in classroom. A team composed of student, teacher, and parents studies the result of implementation a new program, and the community college instructor studies his professional development using technology in teaching. A second type, participatory action research. Participatory action research, or PAR, has a long history in social inquiry involving community, industry, and cooperation and other organizations outside of education. The purpose of participatory action research is to improve the quality of people, organizations, communities, and family. For example, tests that label and stereotype students, texts that omit important historical person on either or cultural and ethnic group, assessment that serve to confirm student failure rather than learning, and K-12 classroom interaction that silent or quiet the voice of minority study.
Okay, the next characteristic of classroom action research. The first effort is to solve a real problem in the classroom supported with scientific way to solve the problems. The second focuses on action. The third uses many ways to collect data. The fourth, there is little similarity of with experiment research. And the five is situational and specific, generally conducted by case study implementation. And the sixth is important part of teacher professional development effort. Seven use certain skills in the performance or environment determine success, and first soon the second implemented. 8. There is a collaboration between practitioner or teacher and headmaster with research for understanding. And 9. Most of rely on data directly found from the reflection.
Steps of classroom action research. A classroom action research is done through a cycle and designed into 4 steps. The first is planning. Planning is the first step in the classroom action research. At these steps, the researcher explains the what, way, where, when, and how research is done. Research should be done collaboratively so that it can reduce the element of subjectivity. Second, implementation. This step is the implementation of the activities of planning action in the classroom that become the subject of research. In this implementation of activities, researchers have to obey over the plan that has been prepared. Keep in mind that the implementation or practice of this research goes as usual when conducting learning before the research. It should not be contrived that cause learning to be rigid. Third, observation. At this step, there are 2 observed activities, namely student learning and learning activities. Observation of the student learning process can be done by implementing teacher or researcher while carrying out the study. However, the observation of learning process are necessarily carried out by collaborators. And the last is reflection. The reflection activities are carried out when the collaborators have already finished observing the researchers while carrying out the study. The dealing with the researchers to discuss the observation result when researchers perform the implementation of the action plan.
Here, I will explain the advantages and disadvantages of classroom action research. The first is the advantages of classroom action research. First, teachers investigate their own practice in new ways, looking deeper in what they and their students actually do and fail to do. Second, teachers develop a deeper understanding of students, the teacher learning process, and their role in the education of both teachers and students. Third, teachers are viewed as equal partners in deciding what works best and what needs improvement in their classroom or classrooms. Fourth, teachers are often more committed to action research because they identify the areas they view as problematical and in need of change. The next is disadvantages of classroom action research. First, lack of knowledge and skills in basic engineering research on the part of researchers. Second, action research requires a commitment of researchers to engage in the process. This time factor can be a big obstacle. Third, difficulty to getting people to make change. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any question, you can ask to us. I think enough. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.